As you can see, are already in the ring. This is a third title defense for Zolani Tete, and making the big introductions now, here is Mark Burdis.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to viewers of Box Nation, the channel of champions. Frank Warren, with our sponsors 32 Red, Foot Asylum and Raynham Steel, proudly presents 12 3-minute rounds for the WBO Bantamweight Championship of the World from the SSE Arena here in Belfast. Your officials are appointed by the World Boxing Organization, and your three scoring judges at ringside are Mr. Inga Barabbas of Germany, Mr. Zoltan Tete of Hungary, and Mr. Steve Gray of the UK. Your WBO supervisor is Mr. Koko Kovac of Hungary. Your timekeeper at the bell is Dale Elliott. And when the action begins, your referee in charge is Mr. Phil Edwards of the UK. And now to introduce the contestants. Firstly, fighting out of the red corner, the challenger, a man with a record of 11 wins, 1 loss, with 5 KOs to his name. At yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 8 stone, 4 pounds, and tonight he wears the leopard print shorts. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the WBO Intercontinental Champion from KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, Siboniso Gonya. And across the ring, in the blue corner, stands the champion, a man whose record stands at 25 wins, 3 losses, and 20 KOs to his name. At yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 8 stone, 5 pounds, 8 ounces, and tonight he wears the grey shorts with red trim. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the WBO Bantamweight Champion of the World, Zolani Lastborn Tete. Your referee, Mr. Phil Edwards, will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
Zolani. Gentlemen, you've had your instructions in the dressing room. You know what I expect. Follow my instructions at all times. Be careful with your heads in close. And remember, defend yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, 12 3-minute rounds, and this is the WBO Bantamweight Championship of the World.
Zolani Tete, Richie, is looking here to lay down something of a statement. He wants a unification battle against the Belfast hero Ryan Burnett, trained by Adam Booth. He is, in a lot of people's eyes, currently the world #1, Tete, but he's also been one of the great avoided fighters.
I think very much so, John. He's an avoided man indeed. Oh, and that's the reason why.
Goodness me, first punch of the fight, and it's all over. He's knocked him unconscious. The fight is all over with the first punch of the fight. Extraordinary shot from Zolani Tete. Medical man straight into the ring. He has caught him with an immense shot with the first punch of the fight. Well, he wanted to make a statement, and he certainly did do there.
Yeah, tremendous shot, wasn't it? Right hook as both boxers come together. Super punch indeed. Bang on the button. He won't throw many better than that, will he? Lots of power, meeting his opponent head on, round the guard, whips it in, and it bangs. It hits him bang on the button, on the point of the chin. So we had a great shot. Terrific right hook.
Well, he said he was going to finish him inside 4 rounds. Finished him inside the first minute of the fight, and we've got it unofficially somewhere around about 20 seconds. We'll give you an exact time on it, but that was extraordinarily quick.
Quickest knockout I've seen in a long time, John, that. Tremendous shot, wasn't it?
Well, I'm told it was actually from the time of the bell to when the punch landed, it was 6 seconds. And then the count was started and immediately waved off by referee Phil Edwards, who realised that he had been literally knocked cold. And that is one of the fastest knockouts I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the fastest I've seen. Also, terrific shot. Just catches him, doesn't he? Just on the point of the chin. Let's hope he's okay, the lad. He hasn't moved yet.
No, he's still getting some treatment in there from the medical staff here. Zolani Tete, 29 years old, and he's been a world champion now since 2015, when he was upgraded to champion after beating Paul Butler. We all remember that as a wonderful performance against Butler. He's won his last 9 fights, and he has become one of the outstanding fighters in the world, but slightly worrying scenes in there at the moment.
Yeah, and he has been an avoided boxer, mainly because of his skills. Also, he's a very skillful southpaw indeed. He's very difficult to look good against. He has decent power. That was testament of that. 21 KOs now in the 26 victories that he's had. So yeah, tremendous power, but it's his all-round boxing ability that's made him an avoided boxer. Like I say, he's very difficult to look good against and to figure out. He can box at range, behind his jab, box at distance. He can also box on the inside. He's good with the hooks downstairs. So yeah, he's a good all-rounder.
Well,
and at 29, you know, he's at his peak now.
We didn't have a lot of time to say anything about the lad who was in the ring against him, Siboniso Gonya. He came into this having just beaten the WBO ranked #5 fighter. And there he is. He's sitting up now. He is conscious. He's been given oxygen in the ring, and a round of applause from the crowd. They realise that he is now recovering. Goodness me, penny for the thoughts of Ryan Burnett after that.
Indeed. But that's a totally different contest, isn't it? And you know, Ryan's a worthy world champion. But Tete, this has been his night. It's been a tremendous performance. It was a great shot, wasn't it? That single shot that did all the damage there. But Gonya's okay. That's the main thing, John, and that's nice to see. But Tete, what an avoided man he is, and you can see why he is now.
Ryan Burnett, who won the WBA Super title and the IBF title, and Tete wants unification matches against him. He's come through this title defense here of his WBO World Bantamweight title about as spectacularly as you possibly can. Doctors, you can see, speaking to Siboniso Gonya, making sure that he's regained consciousness. I'm sure he'll be taken to hospital as a precaution after the knockout. But what a performance that, though, from Zolani Tete. It was as good a punch as you would wish to see.
Let's not forget either, John.
Here's the fight as it happened. At first punch he landed,
first
and
shot,
down he went.
Yeah. As they come together, let's have a look at it. Just a right hook around the guard, isn't it? There it was there. Whipped that shot in. There you go. Gonya looked like he was trying to land a shot of his own. Or he just dropped his hand slightly, didn't he? And he just whipped it around the guard of Gonya.
Oh, what a punch.
What a shot.
What a punch it was. And Zolani Tete now speaking to his beaten opponent, Siboniso Gonya, who will know precious little about it. I shouldn't think he is even properly aware of what has happened. We'll get a word with Zolani Tete shortly, and I know what he'll be saying. He'll be saying, bring on Ryan Burnett. I want to prove that I am the best man in the world.
Super punch, John, wasn't it, around the guard? And Ryan Burnett would probably, you know, he'd want the fight as well. He wants to, you know, he wants unification contests himself, does Ryan Burnett. But at 29, then Tete, I think, has got to make his move in terms of trying to get unification contests. He's in his prime now, this lad is. But you can just see why he's so feared everywhere.
He has been an avoided man. He is a feared man. So relaxed and laid back outside the ring. At the press conference and the weigh-in yesterday, he looked as though he was more like he was getting ready for a jog around the block rather than getting ready to defend his world title. He's just supremely confident and an amazingly fit athlete.
Yeah, he's very fit. He's got a good engine. And like I say, he's a good all-round boxer, is Tete. But I've always found him a very skillful man as well. But there he just demonstrated what power he has got. Tremendous power.
Well, subject to confirmation, we think that is the quickest world title fight that there has ever been in world boxing. That is subject to confirmation, but we reckon that punch was out at 6 seconds. The fight was stopped pretty much instantaneously afterwards, and our initial research tells us that there might have been one going back in 17 seconds, but that it has never before been finished as quickly as that. What you've seen is something pretty extraordinary, history-making, and confirming that Zolani Tete in his weight division, he's got a smile now, relieved that Siboniso Gonya has recovered okay, but he knows that he is the best around. Here's Mark Burdiss.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 11 seconds of the first round, the contest has been stopped. The winner by technical countout, and still the WBO Bantamweight Champion of the World from Eastern Cape, South Africa, Zolani Tete! And ladies and gentlemen, please show your
appreciation.
appreciation.
The time officially given there is 11 seconds.
Gonya.
But again, we'll have the record books out, but we think that Richie is the quickest ever.
I haven't seen one quicker, but is it officially 11 seconds though, John? When is it actual official 11
well, that's
seconds?
what he's read out in the ring, isn't
Yeah,
it? So
yeah.
I assume that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, he went down on 6, and he didn't wave it off instantaneously, but it was literally the first punch of the fight.
First punch thrown by Tete, yeah, and the first punch of the contest. What a punch it was.
Reminded me a bit of when Rigondeaux came over here and won with a spectacular knockout punch, but it took him a little bit longer than this. We're going to be hearing from Zolani very shortly. He's just coming across now towards our interview position. Big Ronald McIntosh is waiting to have a word with him. Frank Warren, his promoter, is there as well. And I'm sure that everybody associated with Zolani Tete is going to be pretty delighted with what they've seen and really in admiration of the punch that he threw. Right, we go across now to our ringside position and join Ronald McIntosh.
Thank you very much indeed, John. Zolani Tete, congratulations on that defense of your world title. We think it may be the quickest knockout in world championship history. The thoughts on that devastating right hand you've just produced and the performance?
Yeah, thank you very much. And firstly, I would like to thank God for giving me strength to come and fight here. And also, I would like to thank my promoter, Mr. Frank Warren, for giving me this opportunity to defend my title. I've been training so hard, preparing so hard for this fight. I knew Gonya is not going to last in front of me. That's why I was working so hard in the gym. And today that has happened. I won first round, first minute.
First
11 seconds.
And the first punch, as you say, you were saying in the build-up that you didn't expect this to go beyond 4, but given as you had prepared so diligently in the gym, how confident were you that you could get him out of there as quickly as you ultimately did? What made you so confident in your punching power and accuracy?
You know, I want to thank my trainers because they're the one doing the job behind the scenes. They're the one preparing me for the fights. They're giving me strength every time when I'm training. They're working me hard. That is why the fight went so easy today, because I know every time I land a punch, there's sting on it.
You're here in Belfast. This is the hometown of another world champion. How keen are you now for a unification showdown? Who would you like to face next in this red-hot division?
You know, I would love to fight Ryan Bennett. I believe he stays here. It's his home ground, and I'm sure he's around. He must come forward and we do this thing. I mean, there must be one king in the bantamweight.
And you're one of those kings at the moment. You're perhaps regarded as the #1 because of the manner in which you've done it. Let's speak to the man who can perhaps make these fights happen. Frank Warren, you've been in the business a long time. You're in the Hall of Fame as a promoter. Have you seen a quicker finish than that in World Championship boxing?
I was surprised at 11. It was 11 seconds. He said 4. I think he meant 4 seconds. I mean, it was so fast. I mean, crack, you know, just a shot. He caught the guy. Just, he was gone before he hit the canvas. And he's, like I've said for a long time, he's when I made the fight of him and Paul Butler, I really thought Paul Butler was going to give him problems. And he, you know, we all know what the result was, but he is something special. He's one of those special fighters that come along once in a blue moon. And what he's got going for him now is he's got continuity, he's got a good manager, he's got a good team around him, and we're going to make sure he's busy. And the reason we're in Ireland is really simple. The reason we're in Belfast is for Ryan Burnett. That's the fight we want. I'm going to speak to, I don't know what his promotional deal's like, but Adam Booth, who's his manager, if he wants to contact me, we want to make the fight. Here we'll make it in Belfast, in his hometown. He'll fight him in his front room. We want to get the fight on. It'll be a unification. Ryan's done brilliantly. He's already got 2 belts. He's unified 2 of the belts. He's got 1. He is the #1 in my opinion. But let's find out who's the #1. And the only way you're going to find out is to get him in this ring in Belfast. And we want to do that ASAP. In March, we're ready to go.
So the momentum after that first round knockout, he comes in with a great deal of momentum. Ryan Burnett coming in off that unification victory here a few weeks ago. What is going to be the crucial component in making that fight happen? Is it the different TV companies? Is it strictly down to cold, hard cash? What's going to be the crucial criteria and factor in making that fight a reality?
I think it's a combination of all those things. So we've got to get over them. But that's what the name of the game is, to get over them. You know, if we want to find out if Ryan Burnett believes he's the best, we've got to find a way to do this and a way around it to do it. I remember I already offered him. I said Zolani would go and fight on Sky TV, would fight Ryan Burnett. I'll pay his purse to fight on their show. They never come back to us. But let's get serious now. We want to do it. That's why we're here. Let's make the fight. You know, I want to see my man in the ring. Ryan Burnett's a good fighter. It'll be a good fight. It's it'll be a real step up for both of them. It's going to be a great fight. Let's get it on and give the fans what they want. The best fighting the best. And he's the best, and Ryan Burnett thinks he's the best. So let's find out.
Well, there's one way to settle that, and that's in the boxing ring. We hope that the fight can be made. Frank Warren said that he's preparing to enter negotiations with Ryan Burnett's people. This interview going out live to your compatriots in South Africa. What message do you have for everybody watching at home after that devastating performance you've just produced?
Back at home, firstly, I must thank my mother for praying for me. Everyone was praying for me in South Africa. Today, the prayers are answered. I'm still the WBO World Champion. I thank everyone for the support, all my sponsors, Nepavest, Eben Warrior. I thank you very much, guys. We did it again today.
You most certainly did. Congratulations on a successful title defense, a devastating performance, and we look forward to seeing you here in Belfast, possibly in a unification showdown against Ryan Burnett very soon indeed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Zolani Tete there. A very special fighter indeed. And let's hope that happens, Richie, because boxing should be about the best fighting the best, and that's a fight really which